kasoro, lazima kukuwe na some drama ndio hizi vitu zio happen manzi. And if inakuhapenia ama kama uko na chali yako, demu yako, each and every time mna argue na unaanza kutupa masimu, toka mbio. Yaani jitoe tu haraka na mapema. Yeah, so that's my story.
Anyone, hata yani tulikuwa tunaongea huko ndani nikasema, by the way, we don't know your story, so this is a big deal. Well done for opening up. Hey, ni story yangu, yeah, nani anajua? Simulizionea. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's first thing I want to say, this is a safe space. So zile vitu tunaongea, they are not actually vitu zinapelekewa bloggers or anything. So, relationships, what is it separate? So in case you didn't know, and hizi vitu tutazilist very quickly, gender-based violence is a very wide topic, yeah? Si ati ni tu kupigwa, si ati tu ni kunyang'anywa vitu, si ati ni silent treatment na hiyo manipulation Femi amesema. It's really, really wide. Let me just quickly read out to you. It's domestic violence, physical abuse, psychological abuse, which is huge, and it ties down with toxic. It's human. That's gender-based violence. No, this is of vitu mnaona ati ni cute. Guy, actually, kwa nini mpata kwa gate yetu? Akingoja, guy. Femicide, we have heard about a lot of femicide. Sindio, madem wakiuliwa everywhere. And then kuna cyberbullying, shocking, right? Cyberbullying is gender-based violence. I'm a victim of that. In fact, I did not know until very recently. Mimi, in fact, when I slipped into my darkest moment, it was because of cyberbullying, because somebody decided to set me up so that I can be bullied. And that's actually my gender-based violence story, okay? And then there's doxing and finally forced marriage. Madena Matadi najua hamuongeangi, but sipwa, imagine from now on, take care of yourself. Najua Matadi kuna kademi, yani kana crazy, kanashinda kamekuja kwetu kamechoma vitu zako. Abuse. Sawa, musitikia hata kama kanakaa aje, madeni warembo huku nje. Hii malizeni shule, you come and see. Sinanyola. Lakini siko single. Guys, malizeni shule. I know some of you have families even right now. And the most important thing, na nikipenda vile King alisema, with King Kaka. King Kaka. Okay? Alisema alita mamake na wakaongea. That thing is called cycle breaking. Mnasikia? Msitikie mahali mmetoka ati ndio utaenda. Ushaisikia mtu akisema ati kai aki mamangu hajaiolewa, maybe hata mimi sitaolewa. Lakini niko na watoto wangapi? 3, 4. Do not agree. Break that cycle. You're capable, you're able, and you can. How about that? Both men and women. King, niko na swali. This mambo ya toxic, yeah? Nani any of you? Matati ndio wanafanya toxic sana ama ni madeni? But then feel free kujibu pia nyinyi, sio? Ni debate tutaanza saa hii.
I think it's going both ways. Ni vile tu machalio ongei. Kuna so many friends ambaye machalio wanaitanga niko na wengine psycho. Ni kweli? Ule ni psycho mazee lakini I'm like hebu hivi mwacha wangu ananifanya kama vute. Lakini na ukimuuliza psycho kwa nini bro? Uje malizi kiko sana mazee kama kavunja kijana. Amechoma nguo zangu juzi. Kama nikirudi jioni hata nikisikia vuti. Ni totally different person. Sindio? And tumenormalize hiyo kitu. Hapo ni psycho anaweza. So unapata someone is jumping from one psycho relationship to Ukipata dema ametulia kawaida hivi, hawezi bro. Marketing scheme ni ule cycle, lazima ukutafute mtu atavunja TV yako. So I feel wanaume ongei, madem nayo, why the story of so many out there is because ladies so. Sindio? Atana bebe zake ndio Italiana ni manipulate. Ananifanya hivi. But then sasa unapata kama Femi hajaongea leo ananiambia. Na mimi namjua miaka 10. Unanipata? So if you ukishikilia when you are in a psycho relationship na ndio psycho unajua hapa niko pabaya. It's either I seek help. We're not saying that those people are they're just broken and they want to transfer your bad energy to you. So at the end of the day, you know, say your time as a reform. If you want to change, you can change. So kama ni mtu unapenda, mwambie cheki, you need help. You need help. Niko na rafiki yangu mwenyewe anaitwa Janet Okwa. Anajua hotline kama 10. I can call her right now. Aniambie ni gani tutapiga. We start going for sessions because I love you and I want to build a future with you. Wengi wenu hapa sasa kuna ma sweetheart. Kuna tona push hapa. Lakini chini ya waje. Inafanyika watu wanaonana. Nimekubalika. Lakini msome. Kitu mwaleta hapa si love. Love ya vitabu. Sawa. But then if you don't do that of more, right? You guys will marry. But zile toxic traits zilikuwa. Now maybe them over the years. You're just sweeping them under the rug. So siku moja umtaki kushikia kitu. Alishika kitu from nowhere. You guys have been okay for 5 years and then this guy all of a sudden ameshika kitu hivi. Haifanyikangi hivyo, si ndio? Like you saw all the signs, now I ignore. So I'm just telling you guys, let's be cautious. Red flags na wasiwa na reform. That's my opinion. I feel like we can reform. Hata kama ni mtu ni mbaya aje. Kuna wale walikuwa wagondi kitambo wametulia. Ndio? Hata wewe mwenyewe unajua ushaikuwa na certain traits before in your life. That's how we find it. Ndio? Umereform. The human mind in a take 20, 30 days to form a habit. Train yourself, hizo siku. And just be nice. Life is nice to each other. Ndio? Ama kuna msako na story hapa ndatuambia. Chapa buda, tuambie mambo yako. Atapenda kwa na kitu hapo.
Yeah. Also, I think pia home, niko sure tuko na sisters ama cousins wenye wako married, probably wanachapwa, wakirudi home wazazi wao wanawaambia ni kuvumilia, marriage ni kuvumilia. I think we also need to break that. Our parents hawayuko so much informed, but juu sisi tuko informed, tunaweza waelimisha and also tunaweza break hiyo cycle ya kuvumiliana. I think hiyo mentality pia inakuwa mbaya sana. Sijui relationships ni kuvumilia, marriage ni kuvumilia, pia sisi tulichapwa, pia sisi hapana. We need to break that.
Let me add something. It takes two to tango. Kuna victim na kuna yule mtu ana inflict that damage, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical. Unaona, like victim na mwenye ana inflict. You'll find that sometimes even the inflictor needs unahitaji more help. I'll give you an example. I have been in a situation where I was a crazy kid. Yeah? Let me just be honest. Nilikuwa psycho mimi. Now, when I look back at the circumstances, I was aware but I was not aware. What am I saying? Nilikuwa naambia msee na msee ni quote by the way. Nilikuwa na max wengi. Nilikuwa naambia msee, you drive me crazy. Hiyo crazy unaniita ni wewe umenifanya niko hivyo. Because mimi hukuenda ulikuwa unatembea ukaenda kama enda wazimu, ukasema gani? Kama enda wazimu nikasuku, wacha nikadate, si ndio? You meet your perfect person And then sometimes you find there's also silent abuse, yeah, whereby una abuse huyu dempoa mpaka anakuwa hiyo cycle, and then akikuwa cycle, even the next relationship in a continue like that, yeah. Because personally, I was brought up in a broken family, but I've never seen violence. Hata mamangu sijaisikia akiongea anything bad about my dad. And my dad, by the way, alikuwa brayo hizo siku. But Kevo, oh, I'm sorry, like that. Yeah, but you see, me mother daily I'm there, but budako alikuwa hivi. Nilikuwa tu, yani I didn't grow up with any current issues, but at the end of the day, bado nilijiuliza, how did I end up the crazy chick? But you see, I was also abused, and I became the reflection of that abuse. Unaona? Yeah, so those people need grace. Ukiona mtu ukijua beshte yako anatakanga wife, aki please, mwambie asik help. Ukiona beshte yako anaendanga kuchoma vitu za nani, she needs more help than you think, okay? See, to agree on that one. Poa.
Powerful, all of you. Powerful, and I know it's spoken to some of you still. Yeah? I hope it's giving you something to think about. We didn't come here to scare you. We didn't come here to traumatize you. We came here to give you our experiences about life, about relationships, so that you can make better decisions. Everything that Femi, Kaka, and Maureen have said. In fact, the challenge I want to throw to this campus, if you don't already have one, think of a way to create a safe space that people can be coming to. A few of you can form a committee. Again, maybe it's there. My bad if I've assumed. Form a committee. A few men, a few women. Form a committee where people can come to you. Be your sisters and brothers keeper. Because some people have nowhere to go. They can't go home. They can't go to their partner. They're stuck. They're depressed. Form a committee if you can, and just be there for each other, so that you don't suffer in silence. As we take in what all these amazing panelists have said, I wonder if somebody wants to share a comment or an experience. Anyone, it's a safe space. Something that you've seen, maybe it's not you, maybe it's a friend. You can think about it. The reason why it might be important to open up is so that somebody can understand the situation from your point of view. Yeah? Because your point of view is different from ours. Yeah, so think about it. It's a safe space. You can open up. This one? Let's encourage them.
Minani.
Okay, is it working? Try again? No. Okay. It's working. Try talk. It's not working. Yay! Tupigie makofi. Hey!
So my name is Sheila.
Let's remain quiet so that we can hear Sheila. Thank you.
So my name is Sheila. So basically, one thing that people don't know is, people don't talk mostly about narcissism. And I am a victim of dating a narcissist. And I've always felt like, um, narcissists should be a topic that most people should talk about. Because as for me, I didn't have somebody to hold my hand and tell me like, narcissists. Okay, for those who don't know narcissists, they're people who they're going to love you today, and then the next second they want nothing to do. And when you want to leave, they're like, no, don't go. I still love you, And you're like, okay, what is this? So basically, that is me. And I dated a person for like 2 years, cried every single day, and I'm like, I need to get out, but you can't get out. Because once you want to get out, they're lovely, it's like all good. then, boom, you're back to crying for 2 good years. And I was like, you know what? Now I need to stop. And I've always felt like I will start something to, to talk about narcissists and to help other ladies who probably are going through it and they don't know what to do about it or the way to think about it.
And Sheila, how are you doing now? Are you okay? Are you better?
Yeah, I am better. Like, I wouldn't let anyone come with some funny
Okay.
Ouch.
Thank you for sharing your story. Let's give a round of applause. That's great. That's great. And we'll still wait for some of you to open up as we continue the conversation here. Whoever has something to share, even as we continue talking here, just put up your hand, share your story, give some tips. By the way, what Sheila talked about, narcissistic personality disorder, a lot of people have gone into depression and taken their lives because of being with a narcissist. Narcissism is bad. It's really unhealthy. It's the height of toxicity. What Femi was saying, that height of toxicity, and a lot of people stay, men and women. Guys, the red flags, please respect your gut, respect your intuition. If you feel like this person is making me different, every day I'm waking up, I'm crying, I'm not the same person, leave. Or like they said, I like how everybody has said, get them help. You know what, you've got a problem. I care about you, but let me step back. You need to go love yourself. You need to go find yourself. Guys, these red flags are not a laughing matter. Like he was saying, toxic love seems exciting. It was struggle love. Like, no. Even internationally, people are looking at everything that Kanye is doing with Kim Kardashian. He's stalking her, harassing her. People are like, oh, it's so cute. He sent her 100 flowers. Then he did a song where he's strangling a boyfriend. And just because he's a millionaire, I don't know if justice will come. But the day she turns up dead, guys will say, ah yeah, used to laugh. Struggle love, toxic relationships. They can change you and they can finish you. So please, everything these panelists are saying, take it with you. Take it with you, think about it, and try and make a difference with yourself. I want to ask Maureen and Femi and Kaka if you want to contribute anything, but also where do you think we're going wrong as a society and what we need to do? As you answer, as you give feedback, where do you think we're going wrong?
Thank you so much, Dana. I think well done, and well done for noticing and calling it what it is. Well, let me just add something small about narcissism. So, like I had said, they won't treat you right, they won't let you go. Let's normalize asking our new partners what role they played in letting go of the other relationship. So basically, these red flags Janet is talking about are, for instance, when somebody is busy telling you, my ex was crazy, that's a red flag, okay? Ask them, what were they crazy about? When did it start? Like, ask questions. And by the way, exes are not always enemies. Find out what is happening to that woman, especially if they have children, yeah? And this is for future purposes, because right now I'm sure a lot of you are not parents, majority of you, but let me tell you, there's no one who wakes up and decided that they're going to be crazy. Like Kaka said, you can't expect a girl to wake up one day and hold a knife at you, and you're like, okay. You have to ask yourself, did I make a contribution? Life in general, if you hear your friends complaining about something, you have to stop saying, oh, but no, I'm nice to you, no. Ask yourself, wait, are what they're saying important? And if it is, what role am I playing? Please normalize asking questions, normalize taking your time, all right? Do not rush into these relationships. They're not going anywhere. Women and men fall in love when they're 80, if God gives us that long, yeah? But the thing is, please do not attach. Do not see red flags and start painting them green, okay? Kama kitu ni mbaya ni mbaya. Do not be driven by desperation ya kupatana ati mmeshikana na kamtu ka cute. Guys, niliwaambia watu wa kitu wamejaa huku nje. They're not going, there's no short dispute. That is not old, but that is not old. Although my son thinks I'm an old woman, he's like, "Robin, you're not. You are so old." But it's life is beautiful on this spectrum, basically. So normalize asking questions, normalize taking your time, normalize not being in a desperate moment where you have to be seen with a person and looking good with them. I'm repeating myself because I want you to hear it loud and clear, okay? Please normalize not hearing my ex was crazy, both men and women. Ask yourself, did you meet a crazy woman and pick her up and try to give your wife or your husband? Okay? Normalize asking questions.
Just to add on what Mo is saying, normalize putting yourself first. No matter how much unapenda huo msee, no matter how much unapenda huo mdem, kama ako treat the same way, put yourself first and just live. Mjipende manzi.
I feel, just what you asked, I feel, pia celebrities wanapoteza watu, wanadanganya watu sana hapa nje, ndio? Ndio? Maselebu wanakatua ati wako tu sawa, ndio? Mpaka za zile Edgar ataingililia kati. Because I feel if we have, kuna wale celebrity couples, right? Wako huko nje. If most of you look after them, ndio? Nasema, they did a survey for some of the agencies that do influencing. And they said most couple celebrities are going to fix numbers in terms of comments, traction, kuangalia videos zao, right? So me naangalia it's like an opportunity for them to be very honest with the public as well. Si kila saa tunaonyesha picha na maua na nini. If once a month they can be having candid talk, waseme tu niaje, if you have problems, me na wewe, our relationship is normal like every other month ulinikosefu fulani, and what did you do about it? We had conversations. Tukongea, and now we're okay. Even though in the nyuma, but now we're okay. If we normalize here, I feel that we're a very good template for the generation to come. That's one angle na need kuangalia, because celebrities wanamake vitu za tu mess. Vitu ziko tu sawa, si ndio? Kama kuna shida huko kwa manyumba zao, wako na mashida, nadhani wanapitia vitu. So as much as they are showing us the good side, they should also show us kuna normal inaendelea, and this is how to move from that. That will really help the followers and the generation.
I like what Kaka is saying. It's part of how we're going wrong is sending the wrong message. Yeah. I don't know if it was Maureen or Femi who also talked about that thing for you can't leave. Like leaving is also frowned upon. So those are some of the cultural norms that we need to break. People ask you, have you tried everything? What is try everything? If I try everything and I'm not here anymore, yeah? I know in African culture, it's not normal or healthy to not try, to not leave a marriage or leave a home. But I think we really need to start being open and honest when things are going wrong. It's not anything to be ashamed of, to get help. I know kuna stigma ya therapy. If you're looking for therapy, if you're getting help, it's abnormal. Guys, please. We need to end the stigma around GBV. That's one of the reasons we're here. Yeah? Because it's not often you see three incredibly influential people get real about issues that affect so many of us. If 1 in 3 women are affected, there's a lot of people in this room or outside or in the city that are affected. There's a lot of men too. So when you hear And you just that's what you said. Okay, it's a different time. I'm sure a lot of the time the women and men ahead of us would have wanted to leave. It was a different time. We can make better decisions for ourselves, for our families, for our relationships. So open your ears and your hearts to this conversation. I wish we had this in my time. I'm talking like I'm 50, but in my time. But you know what I mean? I wish we had this back in the day. I wish we had this going into relationships. That's why I'm going to keep insisting. Create safe spaces for each other. Create safe spaces for each other. Be the person guys can come and say, I'm going through this, what do I do? Normalize helplines. Normalize, there's a lot of NGOs that help women and men with this issue. Call them. They're there, Gender Violence Recovery Center, CREW, there's a lot of them. Call them. Their numbers are out there. They want to help you. But if you don't speak, we don't know what's going on with you. And we want you guys to live long lives, healthy lives. Struggle love is not sexy. It's not a thing. At the end of it, you come out a different person. I've even lost my train of what I was supposed to say now. I'm preaching, ministering. We're talking about where we think we've gone wrong as a society and how we can begin to address this issue. So I can go around and ask, guys, please, where do you think we've gone wrong? I want somebody to say where they think where they think we've all gone wrong with GBV, and then how we need to report it. What reporting mechanisms do you guys have in place? And if you don't have, let's leave this room with ideas. How can we move forward with this conversation? This is not just a conversation for having a conversation, it's what we do after this. So I hope you guys are thinking. Somebody wants to share? Okay, hi. I think there's do we have more mics? If not, you can use this one, and then you can give it back. Hey, did you get my coffee?
Okay, hi. My name is Solis, but my stage name is the Magician. I know many of you from Najana from so my story is actually very classic. I'm a magician, so I need to tell the magician. That's my stage name. I started magic when I was in primary, but nilikuwa na faith, nilianza nikiwa high school. So wakati nilimaliza my primary, mimi I'm from Ukambani, and Mau Ukambani, like I'm from Kikuyu. What is an answer? Okay, so like I'm an Arab, but I'm of primary, and then I joined high school. I got in Garissa High School. And you know, Garissa High School is for religious in terms of Islam. So wakati nilienda Garissa High School, but I had this art of magic. I was doing magic here. To be honest, mimi nilikuwa nakuwa discriminated sana. Like walikuwa wananiita mchawi, things like those. Because bado Garissa High School ikakuja ikahappen that incident ya Garissa University attack. When the incident happened, huko Garissa High School was discriminated na wetu kwa watu wa downtown. So tulikuwa tuko na our own ile place ya kulala. Watu ya watu kutoka hivi wengi kuja mpaka Nairobi wa discrimination, ulikuwa unapata kikundi things like those. Like tulikuwa tunafanya kwanza, mimi nilikuwa nafanya kama ni princess satani, hata kuna mtanguliza box yangu. I'm still going to my church story. So nikamwa Femi University attack ili happen. Tulikuwa tunasaidia hao watu walikuwa wanatoroka, Garissa ni joto, tunaelewa. So unapata the next day hiyo attack imetokea, wanasabu so tulikuwa tunawahelp na waingiza watu tulikuwa tunadiscriminate watu kwa machua za Kambas, Kikuyu, tunaelewa. So tulikuwa tunaingiza, but after we did that, tulipigwa. Tuliambiwa why you hate. That incident ilikuwa inaendelea, those people were saying like kill them more. So the next day nikamua, I just took my luggage, nikadisappear. I came to Mwingi. After that I went to another school, inaitwa Waiter Secondary School. Okay, kaanza kufanya maji. So unajua kuna ile talent show, nikakuja nikaperform. Principal akaniambia, new principal alikuja, so akaniambia come perform to me in my office. Nikaenda nikamfanyia, alifunga mlango actually. So unajua ni mtu macho, like even kufanya those tricks nafanyia mtu mdogo. So nilimfanyia, alikuwa na record. The next day akaniambia, what was the fees? Go and come with your parents. Sikuelewa. Nikamwambia basi nafikiria tunaisi. So I went again with my parents. Kuja nilipata nimeshaandikiwa karatasi yangu ya G, naambiwa mimi niko na mashetani, nitoke hiyo shule. These are true stories. So nikiwa Weta secondary school nilipewa G, nikafukuzwa. Ni sawa? Nikakuja nikaenda another school hapo nikatulia. After I finished form 4, my mom like wanaamilishia hizi za mashetani. Tanzania kusoma dini, especially dini. Hawakuwa wataka mambo na magic, that's Quran. But the worst thing ni kwamba nilifika Tanzania nikawa na perform, huko ndio talent yangu ikawa imeonekana. So ikabidi nirudi. Nikarudi mwingi nikakuja nikaeka my first show. Show kwanza nilete ilikuwa na sana ya 5 people, trust me, 5 people. Like nilikuwa disappointed, nilikuwa nimespend almost 20,000 for the many. But Mungu ni mkubwa. Just after 3 weeks, East Africa Got Talent ikakuja. I got a chance to go and audition. Yeah, nikaenda nika audition and I was the best magician mpaka semi-final for East Africa Got Talent.
Thank you.
Currently sahii bado niko kwa America Got Talent, nili audition tarehe 9. So people can vote for me.
Okay, thank you. Tuna share stories kuhusu toxic relationships and how to hold each other accountable. Thank you for your story, but let's also try and focus on why we're here today. Sawa? Let's try and focus on why we're here today because it's really important. Anybody else? Okay. So, the men are speaking up. So please try and share about why we're here. Summarize as much as you're able to. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Now, to add, I think it has come to a point where the notion some people have towards men affects us. Imefika wakati Kiswahili mtu akikukujia akwambia neno karo brayo, kuna ile inarintu ile bell, yani as in these people that are prejudged. You see, these people are prejudged. According to my opinion, I think it has reached a time when people now say mentality, this mentality has to stop. For what you're fighting for, to what I'm getting a gun. Then I end up on the joke of Femi, but by the way, nimepata challenge pia. Anaitwa nani Kayo. Unasikia kama, even though they are not going to talk anything about it, but then the reaction is going to, like, there's something connected to this name. And this is a new generation. If we continue doing this, I think we are headed nowhere. Then number 2, I think it has also reached a point when guys has been empowered so much. To an extent that the boy's child is being forgotten. I don't know whether the internet is correct or it is wrong. We had about the incident some days ago. It concerned a girl child. Even though she was a woman or has a kid or something like that. But then the same story, I saw another man was also harassed the delivery guy. And then the 2 stories were treated differently. So where are we headed to? If these things cannot be stopped, then we are headed down. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I can see there's another hand up. We're coming to you. In fact, we're going to come to Q&A very soon because this is an open conversation. Before I allow our next speaker to share something, I get that there's a lot of that when an attack happens on a woman, it becomes a bit of a gender war. But that also doesn't really help. Now, I understand the frustration. I understand the frustration of men saying Nasisi, even us guys have issues, and we know that and we recognize that. I think the push for gender equality and ending gender-based violence began because women were affected more. Yeah, the statistics were higher. They still are. We're not discounting the experiences of men. In fact, we're here. The reason why somebody like Kaka is on this panel is because we realize that having male allies is one of the biggest pluses to ending gender-based violence. Because we actually need to do better. Or to even hear women also being called out, that's important. However, when an incident does happen, let's appreciate the pain of that survivor. Yeah, let's appreciate the pain she's going through. Let's deal with that situation. And I know a lot of men say, we need our voices too, or we need to speak out. We are inviting you to speak out. We're inviting you to share your story. We're inviting you to use your voice. Because the moment it becomes about gender wars, we're going back to square one. We're going back to square one because we're saying her pain is not more important than my pain. But you know, I always say the pain of a broken finger and the pain of a broken arm, it doesn't mean the broken finger is less important than the arm. It's all pain, right? So how are we holding each other a case of gender-based violence happening to a woman and it's recorded? It's not what a man is going through is not important. No, what men go through is as important. That's why we're here today, listening to men with men. Let's also fight for men. Let's have men fight for men and fight for women. Because equality means all of us need to move in the right direction. All of us deserve safety. All of us deserve humanity. None of us deserve to be stripped down to our underwear when we're on our steering wheel. None of us deserve that, man or woman. So whenever that happens, try and hold back from making it a gender war, because it goes back, it feeds the cycle. Instead say, this also happened to my friend, guys, and I want you guys to one. I want us to do something. By the way, your voices, campus students' voices are the most powerful voices in this country. Please don't underestimate your power. Do not underestimate your power. Make sure you speak out and speak up. Kaka, I don't know if you wanted to say something, and Femi and Maureen. And then we'll have some thoughts. Now we're going into Q&A before we go into solutions.
Hiyo story ya kufavor certain gender, do you guys feel ni kweli ama ni story? Ni story? Kutoka hapa sema ni story? Kutoka hapa sema ni kweli? So does that, so my next question is, does that mean men wanna step back when it comes to expressing themselves kwa sababu wanajua watu kidogo wanasikia? There are less platforms for men. There's some truth. Inamaanisha mwanaume anaona nikienda police station niseme nimepigwa na. You guys are laughing. I don't know how sad that is. After 1 week unasikia huyo msa alienda kati poison. Because anaenda police station and guys laugh. So men don't talk about their issues. It's not a safe space. My opinion in making it a safe space means, hey, we've done it wrong. Even next one can realize right now we are at a very bad place. Wanaongatu wanaongeanga juu issues zao. Then you feel ni embarrassing. Ni embarrassing in quotes. Like huyo dem akifanya kitu fulani unasema, hata nisiambie mtu. Akikupiga bare utaambia mtu. Unafanya? Unanyamazia? Kwa nini unanyamazia? Kwa nini usende umripoti uchukue ubinamba kwa makarao? Ati? What's that? I can hear you. Unafunga. Kufungaje? Okay. Like you look, you're weak. And we have normalized that as a society. So unapata men are more broken. I saw another audio for Instagram. Ushasikia audio? What is a man? A man is expected to be okay. No one is asking a man if you're, when they ask you, are you really okay? And say okay. The man is not okay. So the man ana place ya kuongea. Ana who to talk to. Not space. And it's really sad.
I think Kaka has got it home. Huh? Our gentleman who asked the question, I want to ask you, how do you think, based on what Kaka said, based on the reaction of the crowd, how do you think we can create these spaces for men to also be seen, be heard? What are your thoughts? Do you have any? Do you have ideas? Okay. We have our ideas, but we really want to hear it from you, because if men are feeling like there's no safe space, let's talk about that. You know, it's important. And then we'll hear from Femi and Maureen. And we need to then take it back there.
For their rights. When we also heard about other cases based on family issues and stuff, there were several departments that were set for females so that their opinions can be heard. I think when I was going through my primary education, we're being told that charity begins at home. That very moment you as my wife, or you as my girlfriend, or you as my mother, or you as a person who is concerned about my well-being, me how my day was, what did I do, just create that environment where we can speak. That is what most men are asking for. That very moment I come to you as a friend, for example, and this is something that happens between others men. I come to you as my fellow men, I tell you, by the way, me na kuna venye yule msichana ananikana. Ataanza you saw that whatever trending, yeah? And this is very true, by the way. People experience it. Nikikuja kwa nyumba, nimechoka, niulize venye day yangu. Nikikuja kwako nyumba asubuhi, tell me how your wife is doing. At least I'll find that space to open up. And that very moment you'll be doing this, you'll be saving us problems. Alafu, this, yeah, let's just say it by the boy is not going to be relevant. Tuko na two people. Msichana amekuja kwako amekwambia nimerepiwa. Alafu kijana amekuja kwako kukwambia nimerepiwa. Scientifically, for a man to reach that extent where you can have sex with him, he must be prepared psychologically. So the first question is, how did she do it? At that very moment you've asked me that question, I want to answer you. Believe me, I want to answer you. I better go back home with my problem, go hang myself or do something. At least that problem will go with me. So I think that is the best opinion I can have.
Oh, so you're also saying validating the experience of a male rape survivor.
Exactly.
Thank you for that.
Right.
Thank you. We'll take it up there because he's been waiting, but you can finish. Okay, go ahead.
So the question is, you know, when the lady over there says something, I saw people applaud. Someone like this today, and he doesn't know what is really. So after what she said and as she said, huyo mtu atakana hiyo information. So mtu mwingine atakuja ku express himself or trying to say what he thinks or express himself. Just that. Huyu mtu ni nani? So I think mtu anasoma kitu online kidogo then anaona like this is the truth. Mtu angalii afanye ile big research ama a contrast the two situations and angalia from one perspective. Yeah.
Thank you. And then we'll come back to the panel if there's any thoughts. We'll keep going with Q&A as we head towards solutions. Go ahead, thank you.
All invited guests, the lecturers present, fellow comrades, good evening. First, I would like to thank you, Kaka, for thank you for coming and can I call it activism? Doing this activism towards, securing the masses well-being as mentally development, because this generation really is fighting different demons. Uh, First, I would like to correct on something. She said, yeah, if depression is not a gender war, not meant for the women or the men, it's the mass war. And we have to address the fact that Kenya is one of the city, Nairobi especially, we are depressed, I guess, low. So we have more depressed. Now ukiangalia kwa that and huja kuwa close to buy because we have, it's viewed as our term is weak, that our opinion, our view towards anything and any man expressing actually himself is seen as a joke. Msee akisema ameumia, kesho ametokea kwa net is simply or probably doing something. We should start addressing those thoughts. So no one is probably activating for like hakuna mtu anakuwa activist towards that. And King Kaka, I will actually direct this to you. Alafu, talking on toxicity and thing, toxicity is of men who brought this problem because this is the men. We have more damaged hearts of men than of women. History than I say, because at heart haija heal damage ingine. So lazima to confront hii heart yenye heal. Una tackle problem from the source, like for source. See mnakuja kutafuta huko juu, itakuwa kutoka kwa source. Thank you.
Thank you. We need more men to open up. It's amazing. Women as well. Thank you guys. We need to have more of this. Go ahead, and then we'll return to the panel.
Okay, I'm Kelvin. I'm Kodia, taking from Kenya district. I think where are we failed? I think where we have failed is the society. Society need to put the first, we have to get the back. As much as they do. Our relationship. Like for example, you got an example of my friend, Arif. So amekuwa like for the past 10 ama 5 years friend. Amekuwa na different girlfriends kwa nyumba because msee
our focus is getting the money. We focus too much in getting the money, but it's our future. Then at